Hello and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. Before we begin, I'd like to wish every woman a wonderful Women's Month. And speaking of Women's Month, we take you to Gallagher Estate where we see what women are doing in interior design. But before that, we take you to Plettenberg Bay. Welcome to Plettenberg Bay. The almost 6-hour drive from Colesberg was well worth it as we arrive in Plet. Plettenberg Bay is a seaside town on the Garden Route in South Africa's Western Cape province. The sandy Central Beach and Lookout Beach both have surf breaks. To the south, Rauburg Nature Reserve is a rocky peninsula with trails and the Stone Age Nelson Bay Caves. Still mending from the fires of 2017 that left it devastated, almost utterly destroyed, and even officially declared a provincial disaster area by the Western Cape Cabinet, the views here were once drab, depressive and defeating. But it is now making a beautiful recovery. You can now see it flourishing in colour and life. Vacations can once again resume in Plet and Knysna. For some, that means it's back to the beaches for long, lazy days. For others, it's Plet's buzzing nightlife, complete with live bands or parties on the beach, or just sunsets at the water's edge. Or for the more adventurous, it's getting up early to ride the forests and go parachuting or bungee jumping. And then there are the monkeys and elephants and other wild animals and birds dotted about the Plet area. Not forgetting the various festivals and events that you can find on their festival and event calendar on the Plet tourism site. This is a must visit when planning a trip. There is literally something for everyone. All of this makes for the perfect fun-filled leisure time, in summer or winter, and I'll prove it to you. First things first though, and we arrive at our accommodations, our home base for all the activities we have planned for our time here. The Dunes Hotel and Resort is undeniably one of the most ideally located hotels in the Garden Route. It is an impeccable blend of elegance, luxury and style. Bags down and we are whisked away to the unspoiled Keersbooms Beach, which is within walking distance, for a chat with one of the owners and yummy refreshments in full view of the spectacular ocean. This spot right here is a definite selfie-worthy moment. Renowned for family summer holidays, this beautiful place, together with the Indian Ocean, also makes for a great winter escape. We are staying here, but there's not just one accommodation type here. Can you take us through that a bit?
Yeah, well, the Dunes Resort has a fantastic variety. We have the hotel rooms, up to 45 hotel rooms, actually 43 hotel rooms for your traveller that wants to stay overnight, etc. For your family traveller, we've got self-catering units that can sleep up to 6. It's a 2-bedroom and a sleeper couch. And it's self-catering for those who don't want to enjoy the restaurant and the breakfast and lunch and dinner around the pool that we have. They can cater for themselves. And then obviously we got some villa units here that's also self-catering, as well as a guest house where you can enjoy luxury guest house rooms with a phenomenal view and the sound of the sea.
This is kind of an epicenter for the amount of activities that is around here.
That's right. Dunes location being just out of Plet makes it very well located in the middle of all the excursions and activities. Now, we all know the Garden Route offers you a variety of excursions and activities, such as bungee jumping, going down the Storms River, all the various other activities that you have where you can go and see the wolves, the birds, etc. And the dunes located on the beach, yet when you want to get onto the highway to get there quickly, you're within 20 kilometers both ways. Plettenberg Bay is known. I mean, we've got people from overseas coming that actually stay in places like Mossel Bay and Knysna, etc., and travel for the day to come and see the whale watching here. There's ocean view safaris. They are very popular when they come through to do the whale watching with a boat, and they all come through here. And the stretch from the bay there, from Beacon Island all the way here.
Plettenberg Bay offers you a rich marine life. The sheltered bay is ideal for the mating and calving of the southern right whale. These huge mammals spend from July to early November lolling around just for you to experience. Migratory humpback whales can also be briefly seen in May and June, and then on their return trip from about November to January. Orca or killer whales are occasionally also spotted. But that's not all. Bottlenose dolphins can be seen almost every day in large groups, and it is really good for the soul to sit and watch them playing in the waves. A large Cape fur colony numbering about 3,000 also occupies the sheer sheltered northern shore. The high vantage points are ideal for spotting whales and dolphins, and indeed the colony is so successful due to the declining shark population. Good news for those pensive swimmers, given that you can actually swim with them.
And I see that you have breeding birds that share our beaches. I didn't even know birds were beach lovers.
Yeah, there's quite a variety of bird species here, very protected. We've got Bird Island there at the mouth there, in Keerboom's river mouth, where there's a breeding section which is very protective. The beach here is a blue flag beach. So they're very focused, and we work along with nature conservation to ensure that no littering is happening on the beach. We don't have, even though the people that come in with their dogs, there's certain procedures that they have to follow. So being a blue flag beach, you know you're going to get a quality beach and enjoy it like people in the middle of the winter sunbathing. Can I get you some wine?
Yes, please.
White or rosé?
The white.
White.
And so this beach house, why do you have the beach house? Yes, it's quite popular.
It is very popular, based on very good value for money, and it's an easy drinking wine, especially in the sun, yeah? And then when the sun sets, a lot of people generally go over to red. But for the day, sitting here on the deck, which is very nice here at the dunes, especially as I said earlier, this time of day, everybody flocks, even the people that stay at in the self-catering units. They come up walking, or they use the transport that we offer them to come to the beach, wear their bottle of wine in their glass, and they bring their own little snacks like we have here, and they enjoy the sunset and the beach, and it's just very serene.
Speaking of wine, Plettenberg has 16 wine estates. Winemaking is a fairly new trade here, but you will be pleasantly surprised by what they put out. And of course, during our time here, we will definitely visit a few.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and enjoy it.
Yes.
Welcome to Plet.
Thank you.
It is winter, and I have to make that clear. But the weather here is absolutely gorgeous, and even though I have not come prepared, I had to take advantage of everything: the climate, the beach, the water. That was the plan, just a quick pick for the fans and an extra one for InstaWorld. But what respectable Joburger comes to the sea and doesn't at least dip their feet in the water? So I ended up with more than just my feet in the water. It was literally an entire afternoon of frolicking in the ocean like the sea-starved Joburger I am. And of course, just a little reminder to let you know that Trendz Travel was here.
When it comes to sourcing the best residential, office and hospitality designs, the Gallagher Convention Centre is where it's happening this week.
100% Design South Africa is about contemporary design aimed at the hospitality and residential and office market. And it's a very dynamic industry. We have incredible design in this country. Most of the exhibitors on this show are South African designers. And it's a very buoyant industry. And we export all over the world. And I think it's really underrated how amazing our design is in this country. I wish more people were aware of the amazing talent and creativity we have here.
Every year, the showroom comes alive with a wide array of designs. Local and international designers use this platform to launch their new products and collections.
It has been an incredible journey to have the opportunity and platform to showcase my work, and so that it was my first exhibition for people to actually come in touch with my products and get to feel them, because I am an online store. So it has been the greatest exposure ever. So they're doing a very great job curating South African young designers.
As a woman, it's wonderful to see how various young designers have grown over the many years and specifically coming into their own within the textile industry. We've got so many young upstart companies now where women are really shining and receiving the acknowledgements that they deserve within the textiles.
Textile design is a firm favorite trend that should definitely be looked into this season.
There's always a story within my products that tie in or resonate with the viewer. And I'm all about the preservation of culture and bringing culture in a contemporary home. So I try to tell stories through functional objects of beauty.
What we're seeing at the moment is a move towards materials and design. We're moving away from quite a lot of pattern to really great textures. I think people are on their screens all day, so they're now looking at low-tech materials like brick, rattan. We've got a lot of furniture here that you know, an old-fashioned material is now becoming trendy again. Luxury carpets are coming back, and that's because it's got this lovely tactility. Wood, very important. People always understand how amazing wood is, and when you see the craftsmanship of some of our designers and what they're capable of doing in wood. So the trend is really moving towards things that are extremely well made, often with one material.
Currently, I'm loving the vintage colors that they've got, especially your burgundies, even this lovely blue on yours that you've got here, and like your deep mustard colors as well. I love those quite a lot.
I'm more into earthy colors. I think those are timeless. You know, it's not seasonal, so any time of the year, earthy colors are for me, definitely.
If you have spotted or maybe want to take a look at these trendy interior designs, head out to the Gallagher Convention Center this weekend and catch the last days of this decorative experience.
Those are the amazing women doing some great things in interior design at Gallagher Estate. But right now we take you to a short break, and remember you can catch us on Twitter and on Instagram on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag TrendzTravel.
News at 9. We go beyond the headlines of the day and breaking news to bring you all the angles and in-depth analysis of stories that impact your life. We are on the ball with all economic stories. Our bureaus around the globe are ready to connect you to events as and when they happen. So join us every day at 9 to zoom in on the day's big stories.
Need to know more about the markets? This is where it all starts, at the SABC's headquarters in Auckland Park in Johannesburg, South Africa. We analyze, report, crunch the numbers, call in the experts, package the news, and bring you critical global market updates from the JSE.
The continent's leaders in liquid market movement and the fastest growing secondary listings made right here.
Small businesses, the backbone of the economy. With South Africa's very high unemployment rate, it said that 90% of new jobs could come from this sector.
Every weekday afternoon on DSTV, channel 404.
Hello and welcome to the Full View here on SABC News. It's great to have you with us.
You're not answering what I'm asking.
I'm saying to you, none of the commitments were ever met.
No, that's not true.
None of them were ever met.
That is not true. No.
The Whenever Trust was not an act of the national government.
Is somebody suggesting that the one who happens to have a white skin should be subject to expropriation without compensation?
But again, I put it to you that that has not been conclusively decided. That's what this whole process, which you are a part of, in making your submissions, will decide. We don't know what the final beast will look like. And until we do, all you're doing is fear-mongering.
No.
If you consider yourself a wine connoisseur, then what we have coming up next is just for you. We take you to the capital city and see what wine is all about.
This not-to-be-missed event was held at the sparkling new Sun Square in mainland Pretoria. And this was the second leg of the regional wine show, which will be followed by the Eastern Cape Wine Show in November. The fabulous lineup of at least 56 exhibitors included rockstar wineries such as Jordan, Canoncorp, Graham Beck, Ken Forrester, just to name a few. The show had other niceties on offer, from chocolates, nougat, biltong and other snacks. We spoke to some very renowned wine experts in the country to tell us more on the event.
I think what we always try to do with the Good Wine Show is bring wine to everybody, not just to the people who are experts or the people who think they're experts, but the people who want to discover wine, who want to be able to walk into the room, who don't want to feel self-conscious when they ask for a glass of wine, and they want to engage with the producer behind the counter and learn a little bit more without sounding like they're ignorant, because I don't think there's such a thing as ignorance when it comes to wine. It's a beverage like everything else. It's like a plate of good food. You want to be able to engage, learn more, understand more, and get more pleasure.
I think the people have come out in huge numbers to show that wine is the center of their lives. The wine is about lifestyle. Wine is about the nightlife in Pretoria. So there is no improvement to make except that people must drink more wine. And Pretoria has shown that they love their wine and they love the fun and they are friendless people around.
According to wine experts, the South African wine industry is currently enjoying one of its most exciting phases in history. Overall wine quality has increased dramatically over the years, and the consumer is now spoiled for choice with a wealth of new producers, varieties and styles.
A lot of people think this wine will be paired with some sugar, dessert, whatever. In my opinion, the best idea will be some cheese, and the blue cheese, because you just broke the acidity, and it's going very well with that.
I must say this is awesome, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers.
The wine lovers came in numbers to experience what was on offer, and some were there for the indulgence and the fun. Let's hear what the appreciators had to say.
I like a mellow, I prefer a mellow. But now I'm just tasting a Shiraz, just to see how, because I'm told that it's a bitage. So I'm just tasting it. Yeah.
And when you recommended something to pair it with?
To pair it with? Yeah. I would say with some dark chocolate.
For tonight, I'll give it a 9 after me.
Well thought out. It's very nice, and I love the fact that it's proudly South African.
You keep searching and searching your whole life through.
Indeed, people were really in a joyful and very sociable mood. And judging by the festive mood of the people, one gets a feeling that the event did not only promise, but also delivered.
I love wine tasting. I love it.
Prestigious winemaking awards were low on Russia's list of priorities when annexing Crimea from Ukraine in 2014, but it now counts accolades won by Crimean winemakers as a Russian achievement, scooping 3 silver and 3 bronze medals at the International Wine and Spirit competition. New winemaker Alma Valley has become the latest soft power victory in the Russification of the peninsula. When the first grapes were planted on the shores of the Alma River and the state-of-the-art winery became operational in 2013.
Наши белые вина взяли приз заслуженно, поскольку уникальный крымский теруар, средиземноморский климат вместе с сухим, жарким солнцем, кропотливой, аккуратной работой на виноградниках, все это создает уникальный характер плодовости в наших белых винах, которых не оставят равнодушным даже в лондонское жюри.
The Mediterranean climate and soil conditions are non-existent on mainland Russia, and that is what gave the winemaker the advantage over long-established Russian brands. But prime winemaking real estate is not the only factor, as the company attracted German wine guru Thomas Dahl to be chief winemaker from the outset.
Our procedure to handle the grapes, it is very gentle. So that's starts with our building, that we work with gravity and not by pumping the mash and destroy the mash and the grapes. So we keep the fruit. And with cold fermentation, we have also a good possibility that we keep all the freshness and the fruit in the wine and don't lose it during the winemaking. And that's the secret of the white winemaking.
Over the past 7 years, Dahl has instilled the tradition of gentleness in handling the grapes, avoiding crude pumps and mixing vets in the winery.
Действительно, лучшие медали мы получили вот этот раз на лондонском конкурсе. Почему так получается? Потому что опыт, помноженный на энтузиазм и умноженный на знание земли, дает нам потрясающий результат.
The International Wine and Spirit Competition Award and other certificates may soon hang on the walls in Moscow as Alma Valley has begun to open wine bars there.
Я очень люблю рислинг. Это очень такое гастрономическое вино, которое буквально подходит под любое блюдо, тем более как бы летом, оно очень свежее, такое цветочное.
The valley itself has been a wine-producing location since times immemorial, from the Scythian of antiquities to the Soviet Union.
Эту награду получило наше вино Alma Valley Ice Wine. Вот такое вот замечательное вино. Это природно-сладкое вино из натурального винограда. В данном случае это рислинг. Также у нас айс-вайны есть из других сортов винограда, но мы отправили на конкурс вот именно рислинг. И очень рады, что международное сообщество очень высоко оценило. Это, как известно, первая награда за 50 лет крымской винодельни вот именно такого уровня.
The company hopes to produce 1.5 million bottles by the end of 2018 and has recently begun to add rosé to its selection.
We'll be back with more of Trendz Travel right after this very short break. But do remember that we'd like to hear from you, so catch us on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag Trendz Travel. That's on Instagram and on Twitter.
Is he facing conspiracy? What is the nature of the corruption charges that he faces? But if it's a blatant kind of corruption case, he faces a potential 15 years in prison. And lest we forget, his father is in the dock in a few weeks' time, also facing corruption charges. So those parallels between father and son and the regime change in South Africa and what's happening with our courts at the moment will be something that is profoundly interesting, I think, to all South Africans.
The Drakensberg is the name given to the eastern portion of Great Escarpments, which encloses the central Southern Africa plateau. The name means Drakensberge in Afrikaans and is called Ukahlamba in isiZulu, which means barrier of spears. The Drakensberg escarpment stretches for over 1,000 kilometers from Eastern Cape, then forms the border between Lesotho and the Eastern Cape, and the border between Lesotho and KwaZulu-Natal. It then forms the border between KwaZulu-Natal and the Free State, and next as the border between KwaZulu-Natal and Mpumalanga.
It winds north through Mpumalanga, where it includes features such as Blade River Canyon, 3 Rendezvous, and God's Window. The Drakensberg is the highest mountain range in the country, reaching 3,482 meters above sea level.
Welcome back to Trendz Travel. Now, as you know, we do enjoy the finer things in life. With that said, we take you to Serbia and to Egypt, where we have a look at all their art.
Using makeup and body paint, Mijana Kika Milosevic became a YouTube celebrity, receiving tens of millions of viewers for her creations. The self-taught makeup artist from Serbia paints her own body to create optical illusions, such as turning herself into a living torso without a head and painting a butterfly that appears ready to fly from the palm of her hand.
Ja sam inače kao mala od uvek volila da crtam po nekim specifičnim površinama i izbegavala sam da crtam po papirima. Mene je interesovalo da crtam po zidu. Kao dete sam umela da se zavučem ispod stola da me tata i mama ne bi videli, da ne bi dobila batine. Ali sa 11 godina prvi put sam uradila mural u prirodnoj veličini i onda sam shvatila da to je to čime želim da se bavim. Ali to je kombinacija body arta, body paintinga i make-up. Jer ja zapravo radim tu neku tehniku kombinacija šminke i boje za telo. To je neki drugi način. Ja sam videla na internetu i tako bukvalno evo ovako kao što sedim pričam sa vama. Ja sam prekrstila nogu i onda sam crtala sebi kao neku rupu na nozi. Postovala sam na svoj Instagram i stvarno ljudi su se bilo oduševili. I ja sam rekla, wow, znači to je to, ljudima se sviđa i komentari su bili da li je stvarno ili nije stvarno. I to je ono što je prelomilo u meni. Bukvalno sam htjela da se igram sa ljudskim umom.
Despite receiving no formal training in makeup art, she said she knew it was what she wanted to do from a young age. She says it was the response she got on one mind-bending and provocative post on social media that encouraged her to make a career out of it. In 2016, Milosevic quit her job in a taxi company so she and her partner could start making YouTube videos and painting full-time. In the same year, her puppet illusion called Wooden Puppet Doll received the first prize at the Nick's Face Awards. Kika Milosevic YouTube page has over 400,000 subscribers, and her most popular video, Not Body Paint Illusion, has received more than 12 million views. An art gallery is depicting the daily life of Kyrene, arousing a sense of nostalgia for city dwellers. Home to over 18 million people and known for its bustling streets, Cairo over the years has been a hub for citizens from across the globe. Along the way, several characteristics were cemented in its culture and identifiable today as being solely Egyptian.
هي الفكرة كلها في الطريقة، يعني مش لازم نعمل منتجات ايه، مهم ان احنا نعمل يعني نرقب بالايقونات اللي هي المنسيه، يمكن ان هي تبقى المميزه للقاهره انها تبقى موجوده، يعني زي مثلا في لندن ولا باريس ولا اي عاصمه مدينه كبيره، مدينه كوزموبوليتانيه يعني زي القاهره، بيبقى ليها ما يميزها، زي كابينه التليفون بتاعت انجلترا او الاتوبيس الاحمر ابو دورين. احنا عندنا ما يميزنا بس احنا مش ملاحظينه، يعني يمكن تاهه في الزحمه. كل اللي احنا عملناه ان احنا استخلصنا ده من الزحمه ووضحناه اكتر ان هو يبقى منتج لوحده.
These symbols are on the walls and shelves in the downtown's Cairopolitan Art Gallery, which also serves as a concept store where the items are sold. The products were displayed in the gallery to explain the deeper meaning and symbolism behind them. Ahmed Hefnawi, the gallery's founder, handpicked items that represent iconic features from day-to-day life in the megacity.
أحد أهداف التوسع بس بشكل النشر الثقافة أكتر، إن يبقى فيه الثقافة بتاعة الديزاين، وإن يبقى فيه يعني وإن إحنا كمان نتعلم من اللي بيجوا يتفرجوا على الشغل بتاعنا وكده، إن إحنا نكسب منهم اللي مهتم بالنوع ده من الفنون، إن إحنا نكسبه بأي طريقة، وإن الموضوع يكمل، وإن الموضوع يبقى فيه تنافس، وان الثقافه دي تنتشر، يعني ده هيعلي من مستوانا ومستوى كل اللي حوالينا، يبقى في تقبل للنوع ده من الحاجات.
Hefnawi highlighted that the features that are specific to Cairo should be preserved, just as with other major cosmopolitan cities around the world. Pencil cases designed to look like the staple Egyptian baladi or pita bread, and notebooks with covers of pictures of old bus tickets can be found in the store. Shoppers can also purchase a tissue box resembling the country's traditional red bricks used in building the majority of homes, or candles shaped as weight scales used in almost every local grocery shop in the country.
كل حاجه من دي كان ليها بروتوتايبس، كان ليها محاولات وليها كونسبت، فبنحاول ان احنا نعمل المعرض ده علشان الناس تفهم الايديا بيهايند البرودكتس دي. بس بعد كده هيكون في بقى يعني هو هيكون خلاص سبيس بيقبل ان اي حد يجي يعمل المعرض بتاعه، فهنكون بنهوست ارتست بيعملوا معارض خاصه بيهم، وكل ما يكون في كولكشن جديده كل ما هنعمل لها زي حاجه شبه اللي احنا عاملينه دي، ان هو يبقى كل ايتم محطوط بالديسبلاي بتاعه عشان نشرح وراه ايه.
But the founders won't stop here. They aim to develop and expand their pool of ideas, preserving Egypt's character even further.
Egyptian teenager Ahmed Ibrahim was short of toys when he was a child, but with creativity, talent and awareness, he built hundreds of his own toys out of tin cans, boasting an impressive collection of nearly 1,200 toy pieces. 13-year-old Ibrahim started out 4 years ago with just a small tin plane model. Solely using tin cans, glue and scissors, Ibrahim created moving vehicles, board games and even dolls. The teenager is determined to start the first teen art museum in the Arab world.
يعني الحاجات ايه بقى يعني يعني يبقى اول متحف او معرض في الوطن العربي ان انا اصغر واحد اصلا بعمل حاجات في الكنز. يعني مش انا بس اللي بعمل حاجات بالكنز، في ناس بتعملها في البرازيل في الاماكن دي، بس هم يعني اتفرج على فكرتي انا وفكرتهم هم فكرتهم حاجه وانا فكرتي حاجه ثانيه خالص. هم بيعملوا الحاجه وبيبيعوها، بيعملوها ماكيتات ويبيعوها، انا بعمل حاجه ليا انا يعني. وحتى يعني لو عملت معرض هيبقى معرض يعني اول شاب عربي في الوطن العربي كله واصغر شاب في نفس الوقت. يعني لما بيجي حد بيبص على الحاجه ما بيصدقش ان انا بالكنز، في اللي بيفتكروا ان انا بشتريها، يعني بيبصوا للحاجه يقولوا انت سنك صغير اصلا على الحاجات اللي انت بتقول عليها دي.
The teenager may dream big, but for the time being he's been paying attention to the smallest of details. Ibrahim spends a lot of his time developing his self-taught skill for building toys, but there is more to it than just art. For Ibrahim, recycling harmful metals is a vital reason to continue the work. Ibrahim's mother has encouraged him to continue building tin toys, even adding that it sometimes comes in handy around the house.
هو تصنيعه للعب اللي هو بيلعب بيها اولا دي علمته نوع من انواع الارشاد. يعني احنا بدل ما نروح نشتري لعب من مخلفات احنا بنرميها وترجع تتصنع وترجع لنا تاني، لا هو مخه اشتغل وبقى يعمل العاب ليه ولاخته. هو عامل اكس او وعامل ضمنه وبيعمل عربيات وعامل حاجات، وده خلى يعني تفكيره يشتغل. كمان بيساعدني في حاجات في تصليح حاجات في البيت.
His intricate work makes it hard to believe that his diverse collection of toys is all made from cleaned out soda cans.
We'll be taking a very short break now, but after the break we'll be coming back with a festival in Lebanon.
Where am I going to sleep now? What about my kids?
There is bribe involved because we are not aware that they will come today.
People are being evicted about 2 months ago in May. We served the first court order. This is private property.
They came to us with a truck that has no water.
How do we build these shacks in a way that we don't have a fire spread when we have a fire incident?
I always say entrepreneurship are those that see opportunities where others don't.
You can't give me a bad deal. You can't cheat me. Because I'll read my own contract. I know what's going on in my contract. But I've never been afraid of a challenge. I'm one of those people.
I didn't know the difference between my money and the business money. Whatever money that came in used to be your money. You'd go shopping, driving all these cars, and we were forgetting to pay creditors.
If we're more diligent with how we utilize our money. So the great thing with this and my other job, being an advocate, is that in both industries, I sort of own my time.
Today, we're doing inner city buildings, we're doing commercial projects, and we're doing property development even within the township scale, and even now going to the next end of now even establishing offices in the States to be able to raise capital to invest in Africa.
Keep it locked to Bupilong every Saturday at 5:30.
News at 9. We go beyond the headlines of the day and breaking news to bring you all the angles and in-depth analysis of stories that impact your life. We are on the ball with all economic stories. our bureaus around the globe are ready to connect you to events as and when they happen. So join us every day at 9 to zoom in on the day's big stories.
Welcome back, trendy travelers. Right now, as I said earlier, we'll be taking you to Lebanon for a festival, but I do want you to know that we love hearing from you. And as I said earlier, let's take it on Instagram and on Twitter on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag TrendzTravel.
The art of late legendary Egyptian singer Kulthum was honored on Friday at the opening of Baalbek International Festival, 48 years after her last appearance in Baalbek Fortress in eastern Lebanon. The music of the iconic singer was brought to life by Egyptian singers Marwa Nagi and Mai Farouk.
أنا عايزة أقول لك إن امبارح في البروفا تقريبا روح الست حضرت في المكان. أول ما شفت صور الست أم كلثوم موجودة على جدران المعبد أنا بقيت عمالة أبص كده حاساها بتقول لنا ربنا معاكم يا بنات شدوا حيلكم وتحس إن المكان مش عارفة في طاقة في روح العمالقة دي موجودة في المكان عمالة تطوف حواليك فعلى قد في قلق في خوف على قد ما أنت يعني مش قادرة أقول لك سعادتك إنك تلميذ صغير يعني لأساتذة كبار في مدارس كتيرة وانت كتلميذ صغير لسه واقف النهارده على مسرح بعلبك فدي كانت حاجة بالنسبة لنا يعني ممكن من أحلى الأحداث اللي حصلت لي في حياتي.
Photos of Kulthum projected on the walls of the ancient temple of Bakus and the melodies of her masterpieces created a lovely atmosphere for Nagi, who said she felt the spirit of the legendary singer surrounding her. The internationally renowned Baalbek Music Festival will host a wide array of local and international artists for various nights at its historic venue among Roman ruins in the Bekaa Valley.
الحفل كتير حلو والأداء جيد جدا مش مثل الأداء الجديد مطورينه. طبعا التكريم هون لأم كلثوم يكون شيء رائع جدا خصوصا مسرح بعلبك هو مسرح للتكريم من أيام الفينيقيين والرومان هو مسرح خلق للفن ولتكريم الفنانين.
The eastern town of Baalbek is home to some of the best preserved Roman temples in which acclaimed musicians, including American jazz vocalist Ella Fitzgerald and British singer Sting, have performed. It is one of scores of international and local summer cultural festivals in Lebanon held mostly in the open air.
العرض كتير حلو نحن قررنا نجي نزور بعلبك لأنها مدينة تاريخية وخاصة أنه اليوم عاملين بالافتتاحية ذكرى لأم كلثوم ومنحب الفن الطربي.
Founded in 1956 by then-President Camille Chamoun, the Baalbek Music Festival is considered the most prestigious of the country's annual festivals, having welcomed the Arab world's musical legends such as Kulthum and Fairuz.
أنا بقدر العرض ما في منه أنا عرفت عنه بأستراليا وبحثت عنه وحجزنا قبل ما جينا.
The Egyptian icon performed 3 times in Baalbek in 1966, 1968 and in 1970. She died in Cairo in 1975 at the age of 77.
One of the world's greatest fireworks displays, the final flourish of the annual Summer Festival in Geneva, delighted some 400,000 spectators on Saturday. The breathtaking show set Lake Geneva ablaze for all of 45 minutes. The Geneva Tourism Foundation and private donors financed the 800,000 Swiss francs cost of the fireworks.
C'était super beau, ça a duré longtemps. Et puis surtout le final à la fin avec toutes les lumières et tout, c'était vraiment super excitant en fait aussi. Et voilà, on a eu du plaisir à venir depuis Lausanne.
Jean Meister, a Geneva local who watches the fireworks every year, said the 2018 version was better than those in previous years and complimented the extraordinary synchronization between fireworks and the music.
Extraordinaire. Et, mieux que les dernières fois. J'ai trouvé vraiment très qualitatif, la synchronisation extraordinaire, non, formidable. Et avec le temps qui était avec nous. Voilà.
The annual show is part of the 95-year-old Geneva Festival, a 10-day-long event held every year in the early days of August, featuring singers, concerts, street performers and amusement rides. Cuts to the festival's budget have resulted in only half of the roughly 40 attractions set up in last year's edition returning this summer, but that didn't stop revelers from enjoying the show. Emily Bouteloup, a French citizen from Lyon and regular spectator at the annual fireworks display, said the show was usually very good.
Je viens souvent pour voir les feux de Genève et comme d'habitude c'était très bien. Donc ouais, c'était super. Il nous épate tout le temps avec les grands feux d'artifice, mais ouais, c'était cool sinon.
If a carnival festival and great fireworks are your thing, make your way to Geneva around August next year. Sunday wouldn't be a Sunday without a scrumptious lunch and a visit to the Appetite Fest at the Suntime Square in Mainland, Pretoria. It will just curb all your cravings. So daddies and mommies, take everybody in the house to this delightful affair. Spring is here with a bang and Gautengers are gearing up for the much-awaited annual Stonehaven Spring Beer Festival on the 25th of August for a great music lineup and an ice-cold beer along the banks of the Vaal River. There'll be popular bands like Prime Circle, Gangs of Ballet, Crash Car Burn and Wonderboom to name a few. Make sure to be part of the fun.
La Veneziana Ice Cream in Michalisburg will be hosting Ice Cream Tasting Afternoon on the 25th of August. Kids and adults of all ages are invited to spend at least 30 to 45 minutes trying out a variety of ice creams, sorbets and puddings for a tantalizing experience. For the kids and adults who enjoy spending the day running back and forth and covered in foam and colored powder, this is definitely the event for you. The Foam Color Run will be held at the weekend market in the south of Joburg on the 1st of September. Wine lovers should get ready for another installment of the Soweto Wine Festival on the 1st of September, held at the Walter Sisulu Square in Soweto. If you want to discover great wines in one of Mzansi's most vibrant hoods, then this is the event for you.
And that's all we have here in this week's edition of Trendz Travel. We'd love to hear from you, so catch us on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag Trendz Travel. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place.
SABC is independent and impartial, and it's important that as we deliver the news, we do so without fear, without favour, without prejudice, and that we ensure that we get the multiplicity of views so that our stories and coverage is balanced.
We pride ourselves on being impartial as well as independent. On the agenda, we basically break down the stories of the day, give it more substance and give it more detail. So all in all, we basically take the news agenda of the day forward.
But more than that, we'll be able to reflect the stories of ordinary folk, people who are trying to make ends meet, facing the most incredibly difficult